So I'm always talking about disparities in communities. And African Americans, we have a huge, huge disparity when it comes to food, whether it's food deserts, that's the diet we eat, just culturally and historically, which is a whole nother topic that I could go into.
Right.
But I'll spare it for today.
You're listening to Honey and Hustle, a video podcast that inspires the dreamers, creators, and hustlers to make a business from their passions. I'm Angela Hollowell, and I'm a visual storyteller based in Durham, North Carolina. I sit down with creative entrepreneurs, nonprofit founders, and small business owners as they share their stories, the lessons they've learned throughout their careers, and how they've worked to make a positive impact. Hey everyone, I am joined here today with Kiera and Margot of Blend of Soul. They are two incredible women making really healthy foods accessible here in North Carolina, especially in Durham, where I live. So that's always best, but I think they're going to be expanding really soon. So they might be coming to a city near you. Stay tuned for that. Margot, Kiera, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you so much for having us. Hi, everybody.
Awesome. So we're just going to jump right in. For people who don't know, Blend of Soul is currently right now focused on pressed juices, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of great things for you that you can grab and go and get delivered right to your doorstep. Margot, Kiera, do you guys want to tell me a little bit about your backgrounds and just like relationship with food and how Blend of Soul really came to be as this joint project that you guys have going?
That's always my favorite question. I think that's why she's always like, go ahead. The base of how we started, we really went to a local food hall and we noticed that there were not really healthy options. I really wanted a smoothie. That's how it really kind of started with my food. And I was like, oh, I would love to have a smoothie. Let me walk around and find a smoothie. And she's like, babe, I don't think they have a smoothie. And I'm like, what? And I like walked around the entire food hall, no smoothies, no healthy options. So we left and we were riding down 40, listening to Beyonce and Jay-Z for inspiration. And we literally were just listening to music. And I was like, why don't we make our own cold pressed juices? Why don't we change that? Like, why don't we, and when we started, we didn't know of any black owned, especially black female owned juice companies. And now, obviously, now we see a lot of it now. But then when we started late 2019, we really didn't see anything. We saw maybe a couple, but not like enough to pave the way, right? So we decided that we wanted to have our own cold pressed juices. We were like, you know what? We're gonna like try it. We're gonna see what happens. I'm the risk taker of the relationship / business partnership. Yes. So she's looking at me like, you're crazy, right? Like, there's no way we're gonna be able to do that. And I don't like no. So I'm like, well, technically, like, we're gonna do it. I think it's gonna be great. And it's all about confidence. It's all about understanding the backstory, the history that we have with food, our culture. So in the Black community, food. I'm a nurse, so I'm always in a public health double dual degree. So I'm always talking about disparities in communities. And African Americans, we have a huge, huge disparity when it comes to food, whether it's food deserts, that's the diet we eat, just culturally and historically, which is a whole nother topic that I could go into. Right. But I'll spare it for today. But that is really the core of why we kept moving with it, even during the downfalls, even during the constant no's, even during all those things. Like, we really were like, you know what, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna stand out. Like, we're not gonna, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right, and we're gonna do it well. And so we did our research. I have my background and my degrees. Like, I did my research there. Margot is amazing. She's a phenomenal, I call her a chef, but you're self-taught, but she curates and creates amazing. She's an amazing creator. So together, we really put our heads together and just Blend of Soul was created. We took pieces of our soulful roots. So I always think about my mom cooking on Sunday, listen to Anita Baker and Mary J. Blige and Gladys Knight. Yeah, like it makes me think of that. And when I'm at Sunday mornings, like hearing that. And so our brand and our juice names come from that, from culture, from roots. And that's what we always want to keep and tap into. And so our relationship with food. It's up and down, right? Like at one moment you're like, oh, this is good. And we're foodies. Yes. So we love to eat, but it's all about what we're putting into our bodies that make it, and zeroing in on those foundational elements is really, really key. And that's exactly what we talk about with educating about juicing. So it's a full circle moment. So I love it.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to dive into that creativity part of it here in a second because I'm liking the shirts. I'm liking the vibe here. But just really quick, going back to kind of the disparities element of Black people in our relationship with food here in America. One of the things that you guys did to kind of reach people where they were was go to these pop-up markets, one of which being the Black Farmers Market, which for people who are not in the Triangle, the Black Farmers Market every 2 weeks alternates between Durham and Raleigh, a location in Durham and a location in Raleigh. And it goes throughout kind of the spring and fall season. I love going there for fresh fruits and vegetables, but also you can get things like blend of soul, so the pressed juices and things that they have as well. So can you talk to me about how you guys are really just trying to not only create something unique and fill a gap that you saw in the market, but also meet people where they're at? Because accessibility is really a big thing. It may be, easy for people to get to a Durham food hall or a Morgan Street food hall or something like that. But during the pandemic, people weren't going to places like that. That's just the reality. So how are you getting the juices to people's doorstep?
So yeah. So pretty much how we try our best to offset the disparities in the community and things of that nature. During this time, we donated a lot of our product. Yeah, we did, especially during the time. Do you remember? I think it was back when you remember like everybody was on strike. It's like people weren't getting paid. The bus drivers were on strike. The cafeteria workers were on strike and things of that nature. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't remember exactly what month it was, but there were local communities, local schools, daycares, things of that nature, even just in the community we live in. Parents were, hey, my kid won't be able to get lunch, or my kid won't be able to do this, my kid won't be able to do that. So as a community, we teamed up with different partners and we were able to provide at least, even not maybe 2 or 3 days worth, but even at least a day's worth of food for, a child, or food for a teenager or whatever, school age children, because that is important. How can you go to school and focus if you're hungry? Yep. You can't do that, right? That's why they tell you during the state mandated test that we used to have to take, was it EOGs, EOCs, or whatever they're called? Yeah. They always used to tell you, hey, make sure you eat something light before you, at least eat something before you take the test, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to focus and you're not going to be able to perform and do your best. And it's the exact same way. Take away the actual state mandated test. It's the exact same way for school. It's the exact same way for learning. So that was one of the ways. Another thing was when we were able to pop up at the markets that weren't closed during the pandemic. Some of the markets accepted SNAP and EBT, or SNAP, I think is what it's called. And WIC or something like that. So that was actually a big help, especially for the Black and Brown community. I can't begin to tell you how many people, once they saw that sign at whatever market we had, once they saw that sign and we explained the process, and they were like, oh, okay. They were actually able to purchase more because they didn't have to use their own money. So
they were so excited.
They were excited because they were like, I can't afford it, whatever, and X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see how this works. And it worked out very fine. So moving forward, we're actually researching on how we can possibly take that to our food truck in the future. Like, I think that would be an added thing because nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does that.
And I think that's the key too with the access piece. Like, Black Farmers Market gave us the start, the beginning of it. Like, we had this idea, we were like, we're going to pop up there, see how it goes. And it went well because people were at these markets, they were hot. Because we started May of that time, so it was hot. So that played into our favor because now they came to our tent, and then we were able to kind of educate a little more, especially when people were asking us questions. A lot of people did not know what a cold pressed juice was, especially our community, the Black community. They never heard of it, or they're like, "What is this? Like some like juice?" And I'm like, "Well, yes, but." And so because I'm a nurse, my favorite part of nursing is education. That is the piece that is important and key, because if we don't educate each other and educate the next person about what we're putting into our bodies. How are we going to change the disparity? How's that going to change? And so Margot used to say, we always would joke and say, well, she's always like, oh, she's going in nurse mode. But it's because it's embedded in me. Helping people is just a piece of me. And overall, it's the piece of what I want to change something. I want our community to be educated on what we're eating. And because diet is the root of a lot of these diseases. Everything you see, it says like diet. Right. Change your diet. Right. If it's a heart, something going on with your heart, it's low sodium. So different things like that. It's just pieces that people are like, oh, like I don't want to eat this. What is this? But the key with our juices is, okay, this, when we were creating it, we were like, okay, think about your mom and dad. Are they going to eat it? Are they going to drink it if it's good?
Right.
Yes. Are they going to drink it if it's not good? No. And our parents were our biggest critics. And my dad does not like, he's like, no to anything healthy, right? But he also has high blood pressure. So I'm like, okay, how can I make it so he drinks it, but it's good? And so now he's, oh, you got my juices. And I'm like, oh,
singing a different tune.
But that's why, and it's rewarding because it's like you took something where they're not even thinking about it. They don't even want it. Right. They're like, oh, that's healthy. Nope. And it's like, oh, okay, that's healthy. Oh, this is good. And so they don't even think about the healthy piece now because it's the taste first. Taste is before anything else. People don't think about all that good stuff, especially people that have never tried it. Right. So it's rewarding. It's very rewarding to know that the Black Farmers Market helped us get to this point.
So you guys brought up something that is very, very important, and I think that definitely needs to be discussed here, right? So a lot of times when people are creating businesses, one of the things they try to think about is, well, who is our target audience? Who is our ideal customer? And a lot of times, I don't say a lot of times, but majority of times people are like, I want to replace my full-time income with this. You know, they're aiming for a more boutique or higher price point type product. So boutique services, higher price point type products, right? But you guys specifically mentioned that you want to be accessible to people who are on SNAP and WIC. So back in the day, and I'm not that old, but back in the day, I was working as, I guess, like a program assistant for this like food and nutrition program out of the cooperative extension back in my hometown. And so one of the things that the local health department was trying to do was make accessible farmers markets to people who are SNAP and WIC recipients. One of the barriers that they saw was not just allowing and saying like, hey, your food stamps are applicable here, your WIC benefits are applicable here, but people would not recognize what the benefit was because they didn't know how to cook the food or prepare the food, right? So they would have workshops. That was kind of where our cooperative extension office came in between, because we would host these workshops where we would know in advance what the farmers were bringing that weekend. And then we would come up with a recipe, cook that recipe, give it to people, say, hey, this tastes good. Cool. This is how we made it. This is really doable. This is a 3 to 5 ingredient thing, right? But again, this is how out of the way we're going to not only make healthy food accessible, but also make people understand what the benefits are. And then 3, make it taste good. Because if people walked in and stuff didn't taste good, we knew they weren't going to go buy it. We knew, even if it was with their benefits, we knew they weren't going to go buy it, right? And so in a lot of ways, you guys are taking out that middle step or bridging the education with the accessibility, because now people don't even have to prepare it. They just go and they just buy it and it tastes good. So you're taking out one big step of that. And I don't think people understand how much time that saves people too, right? We love those things where people are like, oh, we all have the same 24 hours. Where if you have to cook every day, you know, you don't have the same 24 hours.
No, and you have kids and you have like life. It's not the same.
No, and you have to research how to make the food that you have taste good. Like that's just, you don't have the same 24 hours, right?
No,
and so that is also a big benefit that you're giving people who are buying your products. And I think I just wanted to point that out. I think that's really unique and a really good value proposition.
This episode was recorded using Riverside. Riverside is an incredible video recording and live streaming tool for video podcasters and video creators. With the ability to record videos up to 4K resolution, all participants have access to active local backups, which make poor internet connections and lagging audio a thing of the past. If you're ready to upgrade the audio and video quality of your show, please be sure to check out the link in the description to experience Riverside for yourself. Now, back to the show. And so you guys mentioned you are going to expand the type of products that you have. What was some of the kind of creative R&D that went into you guys dreaming up and creating new products that you guys want to offer with your food truck?
I think that if we're going to have a food truck, because the idea was, okay, are we going to do a brick and mortar or are we going to do a food truck? Well, we tried kind of tapping into the brick and mortar, like not doing it, but asking questions and talking to people and, that were in our circle that have brick and mortars. And we realized that's not really for us. That model is not for us. We like to be on the go. We love to travel. It's just the two of us. So we wanted something that it's like, okay, if we're closed for that week, closing up shop for the week. We're going to wherever. So, because we love to travel. So I think the creativity piece came when we thought about, we said, you know what? We have our juices. We have our wellness shots. People know that about us. But let's tap into the real, I would say the true tea. The real tea is being able to curate amazing food. And we didn't want to do too much. We wanted to keep it very small, very minimal, very simple, so that it doesn't confuse people because options make people anxious, overwhelmed.
They do.
So the menu is literally minimal,
very
condensed. And that was a strategy because we even see when we're at markets, people are trying to pick and they're like, what's your best one? They always ask that, what's your best one? Or they're quiet. We're like, we try to help them, guide them, because seeing that many options, even if it's just 5 or 6, you're like, so a menu, we said, okay, strategically, it's not going to be a lot of food pieces. Like it's going to be acai bowls, great. Okay, protein bites, great. You get your protein, acai bowls, you're getting all of it. You're getting everything in one little bowl. And then it's to go, because that was the key with our food truck. And also, like, you can stand there and talk and kiki with us if you like. But most people are going to take it to go. So strategically, we had to make sure that if we're going to go this route, it needs to make sense for our model. It needs to make sense for our brand.
Well, so because we wanted to, of course we have our juices, right? You can come and get the juices. You can order them online. You can have them to your doorstep. But what else? You have the food truck, or you're getting the food truck. You're doing this. What's next? So what's next is to expand the menu. Just a smidge, not a lot. We don't want to do too much, like she said, but we also want to give people some more options. So the acai bowls, they are so good. It's just so, acais are super full of antioxidants, just like it's not a regular berry. It's a super berry. So I call it the super berry of all the berries, even higher than raspberries and blueberries and things of that nature. Very good for you, super full of antioxidants, cancer fighting, all the good stuff that you need. And also to go with the acai bowl, you have different toppings to go with it. Some people like coconuts, you can get bananas, fresh fruit, things of that nature. So we'll have those options as well. And we're also curating smoothies. We're also in the lab curating smoothies. So we'll have a couple of smoothies options to begin with. We'll have a green one. And then we'll have just like a regular, kind of like a basic, and kind of like a regular basic one.
Yep.
And then we also had our protein bites as well, something quick on the go to give you a little bit of energy to start your day or to power through that workout you need. And then also, what else did we say we were going to do?
That's really the
gist of it.
And you hear it's very minimal because I'm like that. She always laughs when we're going to a food truck, and I'm like, I don't know. And I'm looking at the menu and I'm taking forever. I'm the one that has to step to the side and look, I'm always like, and so a key thing there is a lot of people tell us, and the reason why we want to go the food truck route, somebody had asked me that last week, is because we like the accessibility is huge. Because if you think about it, so we offer store pickup, we offer local delivery, we offer shipping. Okay. Shipping is going to be a little more because you have to think you have a perishable item. So you're not going to be able to send that through snail mail. Like that has to be fast. Even in cold weather, you still try to push for it to go fast. Now, once we ship it, it's in the gods of the packaging people, hands of the packaging people. But we strive for that. And so people that are out of state, they're like, ooh, like, that's a little pricey. But, they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna be in North Carolina, this time. Let me see. So they're always like, oh, where are y'all? Or where are you popping up at? And so we want to be able to, and we're not going to be accessible to everybody, right? But the key is you want to start with your community on out. If your community can't get access to you, that's a wake up call to you, right? Like you need to kind of reevaluate. And so we had to make sure that before we started expanding, that we had a core, as I say, a core brand story. Like people understood who we were. They knew what we stood for. They understand, the backstory, what you sell, what you have. And then, but also I talk to her about all the time that people reach out to us and they're asking about social media. And my biggest question that I ask them is, who are you besides that? Like, who are you? Because when I go to your page, right, say I go to your Instagram and I'm like, oh, like, okay, so they do plants. Ooh. Like, okay, so they do plants, but I also want to know, what else do you do? Like, what do you stand for? Like, are you a dog lover? Are you big on the environment? Like, what else? Because people want to identify with different pieces. Somebody might not do plants,
right?
But they might love that you're a part of the environment and you love that, right. And that's your thing. And so I think that all together, that's kind of how we geared towards the food truck route, because we're like, okay, we know that we do food. We know that we do cold pressed juice and right. We do that well. Okay, we do wellness shots. We do that well. Okay, so let's keep building on those foundational elements and doing it well. Exactly.
Yeah, you guys touched on a really important thing, which is developing a core brand message. And I think now more than ever, people care so deeply about what you stand for, because I think we are also saying now more than ever, and especially since the pandemic, that everything about you and that you care about eventually finds its way into your work and it manifests itself in some way or another, right? So people are less surprised when Elon does something, or less surprised when Pinky Cole does something, because they know who these people are at heart. It's really not a surprise that Elon is embracing the chaos that is him owning Twitter, because that's always how he's been. He's been known to gravitate to chaotic type of industries where he's kind of shaking things up and he's always in the news and things like that. And then for Pinky Cole, it's no surprise when you see her at a graduation and she's like, yeah, I'm giving out LLCs. Like, that's what she's about, right? Promoting accessibility to entrepreneurship. And so for you guys, I think, even for me, I will say this, it took me a while to develop a core brand message, right? Because I knew, one, I was really hesitant to even do it because I knew that it would change over time. And then at the time that I started in 2015, 2016, I was told, like, don't talk about a whole lot of personal stuff, right? Or at least anything that could potentially be like off-putting to someone. But now I'm super open about the fact that I care about the environment. I'm super open about the fact that I care about sustainability. But back in the day, I would have never, ever talked about that. And so one thing I will say, and I hope people don't get upset with this, I know people are music artists, they're like, oh, I hate when people tell me who I sound like, but realistically, let me just put it out there. You guys remind me a lot of the Flyest tea, where it's like this hip hop inspired tea brand. And instead of hip hop, you guys are like a soul music inspired, like fresh juice brands. I really want to jump into some of your inspirations for some of your products and some of the naming. And I know you said sometimes when people drink one of your juices, you want them to think of just Sunday morning, listen to Anita Baker, real relaxed, real calm, real chill. What are some of the other influences that have kind of inspired some of your products and naming? And what are some of the things that you think about as you're making these products?
The big thing, and you'll definitely talk about the other parts, but the big thing when creating, I think I didn't want to be, she always makes me laugh, and she's always like, oh, she's in the lab. But the big thing is I wanted to be different. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't want the typical, like, cliche kind of names, right? I mean, that's fine. Like, no shade to that. But like I didn't want that for us. That's not our style. And we talk about brand message, but brand aesthetic is key and huge, right? So it reminded us. I'm a '90s kid, right? So if you think about it, and we love '90s music, retro. Mm-hmm. So even our logo is retro, right? It gives you a funky, unique, aesthetic.
It's giving
so-
and living color a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. So
there
it
you
brings
go.
it's nostalgic,
Mhm.
and that's what I told our designer when we were teaming up to do this. I was like, I want that nostalgic, like I'm back in the '90s. Like I want that feeling, the soul feeling. And so she was like, got it, and soared,
Yeah, you
right?
better do it
But
then.
the key inspiration is music. Like music is, oh my gosh, it's
You're a
like
lover of the arts.
we
You're a lover of
love
the
music.
arts.
We
Yes.
love like any artsy thing, poetry, like
Painting.
museums, like painting. Any place we travel, we always find a museum. We always find a record store. We always find all those things because all of that is what makes here in Margot, which then makes Blend of Soul.
Yep, translates
And
Blend
so
of Soul.
people, no matter what, yes, we're Black women, same sex, right? But with our brand, we promote inclusivity.
Mhm.
And we know that we are not always welcome in spaces that we should be,
that we should be.
that we probably most likely created.
Mhm.
And it was stolen or taken from us. But that's another story for another day. But the creativity came because I said, you know what? I want to be different. I don't want to be the basic cold pressed juice place that people just go. I want it to be a space that's safe for people that look like us,
Mhm.
that's safe for people that, you know, are allies, safe for people that are even opposite. They may not. They just want something healthy. Like I want our space to be open for everybody. And I think that with creating our juice names, we thought about our culture. Like music makes us. That's us. When we're cleaning, when we're creating, when we're talking, when we're gathering with friends, it's all in the music. So even with our juice names, and it's always fun because I'm always like, do you know what artist that is? Like when people are buying something, they'll go, but then Black people, you ask them, they're like, oh, I love this. Erykah Badu, I love it. Snap, snap, snap. I got to get that one. You know, but it's just educating people that are not in the Black community.
Not in the culture.
And not in the culture. Like, this is inspired by Erykah Badu. This is inspired by Alex Isley. This is inspired by, like, all these different women that we love and we really identify with. So I think with creating that really, that's how I took off with naming.
I think also, with that being said, I think also for us, one thing I always say is that when we show up, like, you're going to know who shows up every single time.
Yep.
You're going to know who shows up every single time. We're
Yep.
going to be the same through and through, whether the deal goes through, whether it doesn't go through, whether
Yep.
we work together, whether we don't work together, whether you like our juice, whether you hate our juice. We are going to be the same people through and through. We're going to show up every single time.
Yes, authentic.
Yep, there you go.
Being
Authentic.
authentic.
Yep, being authentic.
Mhm.
And that's what I think. That's another thing that I think that's another reason why people like really rock.
They
with us.
love
like,
us.
honestly, like really,
Yeah.
like beyond the juice. We've had so many customers just come up to us and just don't like know nothing about juice, but they catch our vibe. That we're friendly,
They
like we're
love
super
us.
friendly, like
This is us.
Yeah, this is us. Like
This is a real deal.
We're extremely prideful with our customer service. We do something wrong, we try our best to make it right in that instant. If we can't make it right in that instant, we'll make it up to you. We will. Like we are very big on that. And it translates in our business, in our brand. Look at our juices, look at the names, the branding, the funky website, the social media.
It's vibrant.
It's very
bright.
vibrant. It translates and it translates to our products, and the rest of our products will follow suit the exact same way. Everything is
I
going to
love that. That's so true. Authenticity. That's really the start. Because even people, they'll tell us all the time, they're always like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even going to come over here. But the music, because we at our tent, we used to always play music. We have to have music going because it's so quiet out there. And it's like, if you're outside, sometimes you're far away from the next person. So people will walk and be like, oh.
Or if they do have like an artist out there, they're like 20
way
cents
out.
away.
And so we can't like enjoy them because we can't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, we're going to change that. We're going to bring our own music. And sometimes the director or whoever is overseeing is like, oh, can y'all do the music?
Right. They'll ask us.
We're like, yeah, we'll do the music. We'll be the DJ. But I think that's true, T. That is very, very true about being authentic. I think that a lot of times people are so caught up in likes and reels and
Follows
sharing who follows, how many followers.
About that.
But really, one person that really stuck out to me, her name is Dominique Webb, and she's an amazing brand designer, coach. I mean, amazing, and Black woman. And one thing, when I was reading her ebook, one thing that she said is it's not followers, it's your community.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times she's like that, even changing the wording of that. And I was just like, that's true. I like that. And it was profound because I don't see people as my followers. I see you as, we call it the tribe, the soul tribe. You're in our soul space. That's what we say. Welcome to our soul space. Like, you know, this is our, you know, you're a part of that. And even if you have different views than me, even if you have different thought, we want everybody to have a voice. You have a voice, even if it's different from mine. Your voice is still profound. It's still powerful, no matter what your views may be. And I think that people get so scared to tie in their personal with their business. And I don't think that's a bad thing as long as you do it with class, right? And as long as you do it, you know, well. And I think that with our social media, I love that we do a mixture. It's like we're plant moms. We love plants. So we teach people how to garden and have their own fresh produce and what that looks like. And you can just do it in the backyard. Like, so people don't think it's this elaborate greenhouse that you have to have. It's like, no, we literally have a box garden in the backyard. And we're showing people, this is how you build it. This is how you do it. We're showing you the process. So I think that being authentic is very true, very key. And that's usually how people like, they rock with us for that, even before the juices.
So you guys brought up a really important dichotomy in how people think about consistency. So from a social media standpoint, people love to say, you know, oh, if you want to grow an audience, if you want to grow a community, you got to show up consistently, post every day, do this, this, and this, yada, yada, yada. But the other half of that is like making your actions match your words more often than not, right? It's not to say that like you're not going to have a bad day as a business owner. It's not to say you're not going to have a rough day as a business owner. It's not going to say that there aren't other factors affecting your life outside the business that could impact how you show up in a space. There's not to say that at all, but you guys made the point of like being consistently authentic, being consistently aware and keenly aware of your aesthetic and how you show up virtually and in person. And that to me is so important. I think like one of the things that was important for me early on, like as a photographer, was like people need to know what to expect from me, right? One, in who I am, of course, that's always a given, but also in the product that I give, right? And so all these likes on social media, like I'm so glad they don't make me money because I don't post that.
Like, we post the spirit and go.
Yeah.
We say when the spirit moves you, we post.
We post.
That's what we do.
We don't have a strategy. We don't have a plan. It's like post and go. And we moving on to the next thing.
Yeah. And that's how it was for me early on. So I was like, yo, like you would, if you turn on social media right now, you would think like the only people making money are the people that are posting and talking it up and sharing this great testimonial that this client gave me. But most of the time, like that has no impact on how much money you're making.
No, like people will post that. And then that's like, I was telling her the other day how people all reach out to us about social media and they ask me because I usually kind of oversee our social media. I don't know. I don't know how I got that role. I just was doing it. I liked it. So I just kept doing it. But people ask, and like I said earlier, like the key is they're asking me all these little meticulous questions about, oh, like, how do I, like, what if I want this many likes or this, and how do I, and I'm like, look, I'm not the person to talk to about likes. Like, that's not how that's not, now, granted, if it does well, okay, great. But Instagram's algorithm changes constantly. So it's not even about likes anymore. It's like, it's reels because they're trying to mirror like TikTok, you know, and people underestimate TikTok, even me. I was like, wow, like I still to this day I still got to like figure out how it works. But like, I think that people are so caught up in that. And it's like, that's not how we operate. Just like yesterday, we posted a fire juice photo. And we were like, that's the one, post. You know, but it's not like, it's not like every day. And that's what I was telling this lady. You don't have to they always say you should post every day. But one place that I show up every day though that has worked is Instagram story, because people look at our story before they look at our post. And I figured that out. Like, if I want to make a cool graphic, I'm probably not going to post it on our feed. I'm most likely going to post it on the story. Everything is going to translate. And I think that, instead of people being caught up in the likes and the, oh, how many views, how many this and that, you're really taking away from the true meaning of your post. And the true meaning of social media was to have fun. Like, now it's like people are turning it into business. Everything's business. Right. But it's nothing wrong with posting something that's nostalgic, that's fun, that makes you laugh. Like, that's why TikTok has done well, because the range, like, oh my gosh, you have funny videos, you have cooking videos, you have cleaning videos, you have everything. I mean, oh my gosh, you have people dressing up as old ladies, and it's hilarious.
YouTube, but now you go TikTok.
Yeah, but now it's TikTok, but TikTok has soared because of the range. You're getting that range, and that's what Instagram is trying to do. And so people are so caught up in, oh, how do I, instead of, okay, how do I show up every day, or show up with multiple times a week? Some people can't show up every day. Like me, I'm a full-time nurse and I'm a travel nurse. So I can't realistically show up and post on my feed every day. That's not realistic for me. And for me, that doesn't translate well. You need to give people time to miss you a little bit. Right. Like, it's just like a relationship. It's like, we right here all the time. Like, I need some space, like, I need a little space. I love you, but, and so it's the same thing, like, that was kind of funny with metaphor, but still, like, it's still the same, it's still the same concept. And I think that is, just be authentic, be yourself. Stop focusing so much on the numbers. Focus on you, what you're producing, because it's going to resonate to somebody. It might not be the people you want, but somebody's going to see it. It's going to reach somebody, and they're going to connect with that. And then they're going to tell their friends, and then they're going to tell their coworkers. And then and that's what happened to us. We didn't have this perfect brand story and perfect brand aesthetic, but we knew, okay, our brand stands out because of this. We knew that, okay, we're funny, and people love seeing us together because we crack up, we cut up, we post bloopers when we're trying to do serious videos for grants. We post that. People have a ball. They laugh. They're like, y'all are hilarious. But it's because that's us. We're being us. So that's important. Just be yourself.
I think that is a beautiful note to end on. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me today and sipping on whatever y'all are sipping on. I hope y'all save some for me. And I just want you guys to know that you guys are always welcome here. Oh, we love it. We love it. Yes. You guys are always welcome here, always welcome in Durham, always welcome in North Carolina. And we can't wait to see when your food truck comes. I'm going to be the first one there. And if I ain't the first one, I'm going to call the first person in line and tell them to get something for me.
Yes, we are here for it. Yes. Show up and show out. That's all we ask.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.